All right, guys. Well, we've hit a pretty significant milestone. I officially have all of the insulation installed. That's including all of the walls, the roof, ceiling, however you want to view that. I also, excuse me, have insulation on the back wall, the side walls, on the bottom. The insulation inside of what will be the little toilet cabinet is all in place. Hell, I even put insulation behind the water here. We've got insulation on all the back of these walls. That's a huge, that's a huge milestone. To do that, that also means all of the electrical has been run. Obviously, you guys see I got all the lights up. I have a few more electrical connections I'll have to hook up. I mean, as you guys can see over there, I've got an accessory wire that there's going to be some cigarette lighter socket and some USBs over there, mostly if you're functioning in the bed. It's all strung, of course, but there'll be a cigarette lighter socket there for the fridge, which will sit in this area. And as you guys can see here, as you guys can see here, I put in the floor. Now the floor is installed. I am going to run some dark brown caulking, I've done this on other campers. Will blend right in with this particular floor around the perimeter. But some huge milestones. So the next steps for us, gosh, I'm sorry, guys. The next milestones for us will be basically I'm going to start working on internal cabinetry. And frankly, compared to some of my other campers, there won't be as much. I've talked about this a couple times, but I'm going to have a wall back there. And basically, the section that's taken up by that slope of that front gradient there of the front cap, there will be a vertical wall there, so that will be space. I do acknowledge that because this camper is a little bit on the shorter side, meaning the main body is not as long, I won't have as much storage capacity within the camper itself. And just from past experience, I've realized that that sloped area back there is rarely used for sleeping. So I'll put the wall up there. There'll be a few pull-off doors, and that will open up a lot of storage. Now, admittedly, a lot of that storage is not stuff that's easily accessible, but I carry a fair assortment of blankets and sleeping bags and lawn chairs and clothing and miscellaneous stuff like that that's perfect for that area that you may not access all the time. Back over here, the fridge will sit here. I will have a narrow vertical cabinet that goes ceiling to here. AC will be here. Now, there will be two cabinets overhead that I've honestly am still kind of in my mind debating exactly their size and shape. But in short, they will encompass this upper area above both these areas. And if you guys recall, there will be a cabinet here. A solar gen will sit down underneath the cabinet in that section. Over here will be, there will be a rectangular sink in the back there, so there'll be some plumbing space, but a little bit of storage here. But, so essentially, but that's a big milestone. We're there. You guys will notice the windows are not installed yet. I will do that later. I'm waiting for my son. They're out on a vacation right now, and he gets back. The window up front there, I just mocked that up. But I am putting acrylic windows in here, and if you guys are not familiar, most of the acrylic windows I've seen come with this internal trim kit here. Now, this window is small, but this is relatively representative of what these side windows will be like. But this little trim kit has sliders built into it. It's actually quite clever. You can pull it all the way down and have a complete blackout. You can lift it up and have a screen, or you could separate those and have a complete opening. And the way that these work, let's zoom this back out here. Sorry about that, guys. Is I really like these windows. They're just expensive and hard to get. So this separates, and then Now this is a very small example of the window, but the window actually comes out like that. And what I'm saying is that these side windows are made exactly that same way. Let's go around and take a look here. But another nice feature of these acrylic windows is that they're essentially insulated. If you guys can see there, they're double pane. I don't know. I have two questions, and maybe you guys, someone out there might be able to answer this specifically. I'm curious as to if there's a defined R value or an approximate R value that this provides. And I know like a lot of the dual pane windows in like houses and stuff, they use a separate gas. I think it might be argon, but I could be wrong on that. And I don't know if this is just a straight up air gap. I don't know if they created a vacuum in there or if there's another gap. But anyways, these are pretty nifty windows. This window is actually not permanently installed right now. I just kind of have it mocked up to see how it looks. But it's a new kind of window I've never used on a camper before, and I'm pretty excited. So one thing I have not talked about lately is weight. So let's walk over here to my little binder here. I've been just weighing stuff as I put it in there. Now keep in mind, occasionally it's not practical to weigh every single piece of wood that you put in. So I do make some rough approximations. I'm always kind of erring a little bit on the heavier side. But last time we spoke, had a total weight, or last time I mentioned the weight in a video, had a total weight of 414 pounds. Now, I did go ahead and weigh the vent fan, solar panels, the door without insulation, the AC cover. I'm not including, I'm going to give you guys a total weight here in a minute. I'm not including the Max Air fan or the solar panels or the door because those are not on there. But I am including the AC cover. Amazingly, that beautiful vinyl floor in there weighed 30 pounds. The internal EPS, and this is, if you guys look right here, I actually added an extra 10 pounds just to kind of give it I'd rather be a little conservative on the weight than I would be kind of underweigh it. But what that means is, as we stand right now, so as this camper is, I did not include the fuel tank or the traction boards. I kind of consider that an accessory. But as this camper stands, including the AC cover, we have a total weight of 494 pounds right now. And that's probably a little bit on the heavier side. I mean, it might be as 10 or 20 pounds lighter than that. But again, I'm trying to be conservative. An interesting thing on weight, and I probably should have weighed the vinyl floor in first place. When I say internal EPS, I'm talking about all of the fabric covered EPS in there came out to 40 pounds. And like I said, I added a little 10 pound margin because it was really hard to weigh the panels because I'm cutting them up. I was actually quite efficient in my use of them. But nonetheless, I just to be very conservative, I added that. But the vinyl flooring probably weighed pretty close to as much as all of the EPS insulation, which I kind of think is funny. That vinyl flooring is very nice. But anyways, so 494. Are we going to make the 650 pound mark? I don't know. We still have, I hope so. I'm optimistic, but we still have to put in the windows. I did weigh the windows once, and I apologize. I didn't write it down for whatever reason. I don't remember what they were, but they didn't weigh as much as I thought. I think they might have been, I think the two side windows were like 15 pounds a piece. Don't quote me on that. But, we have the two side windows. We have a window between the cab, and that's just going to be a traditional slider. The door, which actually came in a little lighter than I was expecting, was 13 pounds. I will add some insulation. That's going to be an incredibly negligible weight because it's going to be a very minimal out. But it will have a little window in it, and it'll have the lock set. So, maybe another 15 pounds on the door. AC, I think the AC is about 35 pounds. And then the wood for the various cabinetry on the inside. I'm using primarily cedar, which is very light. I don't know. I'm just not really sure how that's going to come in. I did buy, I got a pretty big chunk of cedar planks here, and I'll be planing those down here in the future shortly. And we'll see. 650 pounds, I think, is still a reasonable estimate, but it will be close. So, but one more thing I want to note, and I'll let you guys go. The vinyl floor, and again, I do like it. It was heavy. I think it looks stunning. This is actually a vinyl flooring that I had from way back in 2009. I put some vinyl flooring in a house, and I still have access to that house. And amazingly, this vinyl flooring looks nearly as brand new as this vinyl flooring is now. So that stuff has really, really held up well, and I'm very impressed. When I installed this vinyl flooring in here, what I actually did is I actually took the time to put a small amount of caulking between all of the joints. And I don't know, I'm sure most of you guys have installed or aware of how the vinyl flooring works, but they got kind of like a modified, would it be like a tongue and groove, I guess you would say, in terms of, so I put some caulking, very, very light, thin caulking between there. And I have not done this yet, but I will run a nice solid bead of caulking all around the perimeter. And what that will essentially do is, in the event of I want to stress this, an accidental dropping of liquid or water, it should provide a largely waterproof basin down on the floor. Now, I'm not suggesting that, you should willingly, pour water down there and just let it sit. But I did think it was always important, and I've started incorporating this in some of the latest campers I've made, is create a waterproof floor in there, particularly since the main floor of the camper is wood underneath. Obviously, if you spill something, you should still clean it up immediately, but just kind of gives you a little bit of margin of safety in the event of dropping some water in there, or even just it's raining out, or you have snowy boots or something like that, and you walk in and tread in some water. So, but guys, we're doing really well. Hit some big milestones. Very happy with how this is turning out. And we're plugging right along. I don't like to set. I set loose goals, but I don't want to hold myself to them, because it kind of turns the building of this more into a chore than it does a enjoyable activity, which is my main focus, that being a hobby. But I think we could easily see this being done, within the confines of a month. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but somewhere in that margin. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time.